Hi everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And of course, if you're viewing this from my website, welcome to my website. And this is going to be just a little going over the month of September and what you can expect. The first thing in the month of September is that we have the planet Mercury going direct. So that means you can get on with signing all the documents you want. You can get married under the sign of Mercury and Virgo going direct now. You can buy a car, buy a computer if you've been holding off. You can buy a new cell phone if you've been holding off on that. So whatever you've been holding off on because you are an avid student of astrology, you can now get on with, sort of, kind of, right? Mercury and Mars are going to be conjoined, and so that's a very powerful aspect. They conjoin on the lunar north node and also on the new moon solar eclipse degree. So this is very telling and can repeat or replicate some of the events of the new moon solar eclipse. So we all know that there's another hurricane in the oceans, and definitely that can be a challenge for all of us here in the United States and on the eastern seaboard, right? So we may not be done with the drenching of the water just yet, or the stormy weather just yet. And of course, this is an opportunity for everybody to give more. And if you go on my blog, I've reprinted a article from the New York Times about all the places that you can give and donate your services, or donate your odds and ends, your clothing, or money even, if you want to do that. This is a good time because the sign of Leo is all about our stored up good karma from deeds, from past life good deeds, or good deeds that you've done in this time. So this is definitely a time for you to get in those good deeds and really kind of show your compassion and show that you really care, no matter where you are in the world. I'm sure the people of Houston and Texas will really be appreciative of all your help and all your good prayers and wishes for them. So that is kind of like what the sign of Leo does. It jumps right in. The sign of Leo is a very generous sun sign, so no doubt there's going to be lots of help for any victims of any storm or natural catastrophes. And so we have the new moon coming up, or the full moon coming up, I should say. The full moon is in the sign of Pisces, and of course the full moon culminates from the new moon solar eclipse. That's a cycle. New moon solar eclipse to the full moon. The full moon is in the sign of Pisces. It rules, of course, water. It rules the seas. It rules compassion. It rules selfless service. And, of course, hidden hideaway places. It rules secrets. Yeah. So it can always be secrets being revealed. And, of course, with Mars and Mercury at that ecliptic point and also the North Node, again, that's another indication of hidden things or ruthless behavior that we could uncover. And that could be in the news, right? And also remember that that is also the point of the fixed star Regulus, who rules war and military activity and things like that. So we can expect to see more of those kind of things in the news. Well, the lunar south node is also in the sign of Aquarius, and that rules friends, group activities. It rules followings. It also, if you don't know, rules copying, like recordings. So we all want to be careful if we think somebody's recording us, right? And of course it rules, like in general, copying things. Like if you have a mentor and you want to emulate or copy that mentor. It rules recordings, as in tape recordings, cell phone recordings. So everybody should really kind of pay attention to that lunar south node in the sign of Aquarius all year long. So always have your makeup on. Always remember that somebody could be recording you. In fact, you know, it really astonishes me sometimes how I'll be doing a consultation and somebody will say that they recorded me. And I'll be like, I'm pretty sure that's against the law, guys. So we have to remember, we have to always obey the law when it comes to recording. But it can also be copying people also. So maybe you have somebody in your life or somebody that you know or admire and you want to copy that person. So the south node here means that that's from a previous lifetime and that's been done already. So where we should be going is leaning more towards the north node. Where we feel more comfortable always is what we know. And so that may be the copying, the Aquarius following. That's what we know. It's more difficult and more challenging for us to lean towards our North Node, which is just being ourselves, being our creative selves, being self-confident and really kind of like standing out in the crowd. So we're going to know that somewhere, some way in over the coming year that some really big stars are going to be made from just standing out and being themselves. That is the sign of Leo, right? And so, of course, we're going to know that there could be some big movies that come out, some blockbuster hits and movies, just like monumental films like Star Wars. That's the sign of Leo too, entertainment. So if you're in the entertainment field and you sing or you dance or you act, this would be your year to really kind of show off and really do that. So it's all about being yourself, being self-confident, and just being a unique person, and just letting whatever passion you have, whatever desire that's in your heart, really kind of letting it out. I know some people probably want to just say that, you know, the North Node in Leo, because that rules romance, that is going to be romantic, you know, and that's part of it too. But also, you know, it's much more complicated than that, because the North Node is our forward moving destiny. It's not really where we feel really sure. It's real, we have to really summons up a lot of self-confidence at the North Node area. So while the North Node is transiting in the sign of Leo, maybe you also have to really kind of summons up a lot of self-confidence to get out there and date again, or to fall in love again, or to take chances with another romantic person. So we have the full moon that's going to culminate that new moon solar eclipse, and that's coming up here. We have a lot of things going on this month. We have a 4th quarter moon in Gemini, which is very talkative. If you're a salesperson, the sign of Gemini is fabulous, because you can just about talk anybody into anything. Especially with the lunar North Node there, there'll be no holds barred into what you'll be able to say to anybody. And we're seeing a lot of that. So we also have the sun in Virgo is going to be squaring the planet Saturn. And always the sun has a romantic feel to it. So there could be problems with relationships, and there can be disappointments in relationships. We know that the planet Saturn just went direct, right? And so it's moving very slowly. In fact, we have a lot of slow-moving planets in the heavens. Saturn's moving very slowly. The planet Pluto is getting ready to go direct, so he's all but slowed down. And of course, Uranus and Neptune are retrograde. Mercury will not pick up any speed until about, I would say, about the 2nd, 3rd week of September. So these are slow-moving times, and sometimes we do need these slower-moving times, because Mercury will then enter Virgo. It's spent about 6 or 7 weeks in the sign of Virgo. It says something here needs to be done with precision. You need to perfect something. So wherever the sign of Virgo is in your chart, that's where you need to be focused and perfecting, not sitting around and procrastinating. Hard work, diligence. Now, the sign of Virgo is a mutable sign, so you can put it down, pick it back up, put it down, pick it back up, because the mind needs a lot of change when the planets start going through the sign of Virgo. So a project that you can pick up and put down is probably the best way to deal with that Virgo energy, so that you don't get bored. Another Virgo trait, getting bored. It's a time to learn about something that you've also, you know, had an interest in. With the South Node in the sign of Aquarius, it can say that, again, that's another indication that something from the past, whether it's a past friendship, a past love, or a past interest that you've had. This would be the time for you to pick that interest up again, and of course, get, you know, perfected a little bit. So I'm just going to go over my notes here. The sun is going to enter the sign of Libra, and of course that's the equinox. That is our turning point. And you can always go back to each one of those turning points, you know, the equinox or the solstices, and you can really see how life did really kind of change for you. So as the sun moves into the sign of Libra, at some point it's going to catch up with the sign of Jupiter. Jupiter's in the sign of Libra. And so this can actually complicate relationships a little bit more. because the planet Jupiter is also going to run into the sign of Uranus, and Uranus is retrograde. So if there's some relationships that have been floundering or not going as well as they could, they may end there, because Uranus is always involved when there is a sudden, unexplained breakup. Slamming of the door and it's over. As well Pluto, but Pluto does it in a much more definite way. It's all about blocking and really not letting anybody get near you. So this month we also have the planet Pluto going direct. And of course the planet Pluto in the sign of Capricorn can be a lot of things. It's government, it's heavy rulemaking, it's structures, but it's also, if you know anything about the sign of Capricorn, it's like determination and it's persistence. It's not taking no for an answer. It's a real bulldozing kind of sign. And so we can really use that kind of energy, even though Pluto is retrograde, kind of goes along with this, with Virgo, the planet's running through the sign of Virgo, because it's a determination that doesn't let you give up. So if you've got something challenging that you really want to understand, like astrology, or you know, any hobby that you may have, or even like becoming a great superstar, if you're into the arts, really something that's challenging that you don't know about, that you need to learn about, well, this would be your month, I think. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to be posting the full moon chart and the new moon chart on my blog for you to go over. I'm also going to say that it's a good time to review all of the planetary ingresses that are always posted on my website. And of course you can, we can always go over the new moons and the full moon. These are going to be posted on my website. And so you know how to do it. I've explained it to you. Is that you just go around and you look for the numbers that coincide with the planetary transits that, you know, I do try to list them on my my weekly horoscopes and my monthly horoscopes. And that way that can kind of give you a little heads up. Oh, you know, I've also got the lunar north nodes here or there, or my Saturn's at 23 degrees where Saturn's going to be. And again, Saturn's slowing down. He's going to be picking up speed. So this month, September, is probably going to be your last month to really kind of finish up all of the things that you need to finish up on. And so I will be posting the September monthly horoscopes. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you did, subscribe. And don't forget to give to the Hurricane Harvey victims. You know, I'm sure that they'll appreciate it. And I've posted that on my blog too for your benefit. And so I hope to hear from you. And if you're enjoying these videos, you can always book a consultation with me on my online scheduling app. You can also subscribe to my horoscope app, which you get one free tarot reading each month. Not just any tarot reading. Those tarot cards have been edited by me personally for the meanings that I've developed over the years of being an astrologer. And of course, you can always schedule online with me if you don't understand anything. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to speaking to you. Have a great September.